Turn your mics on.
Okay, we're calling the meeting to order at 3:06. Good afternoon, members of the Durant Library Board. Roll call.
Gloria Hodge,
Here.
Joseph Littlejohn,
Here.
Mike Morris,
You told
Here.
us that, didn't you?
Marion Hill,
Yours is on
Here.
there. Otherwise-
Carolyn Mabry.
Here. We have a quorum.
Okay.
Yeah,
Quorum.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, next item is consent items. We have the schedule of meetings for 2023. If you will look at that. Also consider approval of the regular called meeting minutes of June 15th.
The only thing that's different on the schedule of meetings, and this is just something that Dottie did, the December meeting, we always move it to the second Wednesday, so we don't run into the holidays. So that is, typically, we're on the third Wednesday of every month, except for December.
Is that the way it's always been? Good. Okay, so there's that.
Make a motion for consent.
I move we approve all consent items.
Second.
Okay. We hear, is there a vote?
Call for the vote.
Call for vote.
Jennifer?
Do I need to call out each member?
Mm-hmm.
Gloria Hodge,
Yes.
Joseph Littlejohn,
Yes.
Mike Morris,
Yes.
Marion Hill,
Yes.
Carolyn Mabry.
Yes.
Okay. It has passed. Item 2, information items. The library monthly reports for June, July, August, September, October, and November.
I don't expect you to sit here and read through all of these. We missed our September meeting because of me. I do apologize, but I know sort of what I'm doing now, so I promise to do better.
Good.
The only other thing I have to add for the library monthly reports, I think everyone knows about the Pendleton Trust. The trust was dissolved, I think it was before COVID.
Mhm.
Last 2 years are a blur, 2 or 3. Anyway, we were waiting on the primary heir to pass away, and then we would get the oil and gas royalties. Well, the primary heir passed away in late October, early November. I think it was late October. So I haven't heard yet, but we were due to get our first month of royalties starting this month, and it's anywhere between $4,000-$5,000 right now. Back when we looked at the money and dissolved the trust, it was anywhere from $6,000 to $8,000, but you know how things are nowadays. But it's in perpetuity, so this will go on forever. And so, in talking to the city attorney and Ann Chen at Finance, the money will probably be put in our maintenance reserve and then transferred over into the Pendleton Trust when we have things we're going to purchase when we need it. The park is at 75% completion on the engineering. That only took a year and a half and lots of poking and prodding. I'm hoping by next summer it will be done so that we can really start working. I have a feeling we're going to have to do a lot of dirt work and building up in the park area before we can start doing park things. So I'm working on getting a pickup truck, a little Ford Ranger XL. It's the biggest purchase I've ever had to do, so I've had a learning curve. And so hopefully that'll come and we can have it by spring or summer so that there's always dirt to be hauled away from the cemetery and from other projects. And I really do feel like the engineering report's gonna tell us that we're gonna have to do quite a bit of dirt work, so, the truck is the last thing we need. We have all our mowing equipment, so that's been the big news in the last few months from the library. Do you have any questions about the reports or anything?
Okay, thank you, Robbie. The Friends of the Library report, Carolyn?
Okay, well, we have had our two largest fundraisers in October and December. And I did jot down the amount so I could tell you. Our October book sale, we made $3,097.45. And then for the December craft show, $3,597.50 for a total of $6,694.95. So we were very excited about that. And I wanted to say a thanks to Sandy Wright, who is chair of the book sale, and Joni Smith, co-chair. They put in a lot of extra hours working on this. Also getting it all organized. I know what a job that is. I have done that. It's quite a job. And then Brenda Monroe always chairs our the holiday craft show. She does an excellent job. If you came to the craft show and looked at the Friends of the Library booth, we had so many nice crafts, really. It was just excellent. And Brenda is responsible for that. She has a group of Friends of the Library that what I think of is crafty. I'm not one of them. I might give them $20 for supplies, but I went one time and embarrassed myself, so I think the best I stay away. She does an excellent job. And then a special thanks to all those volunteers that work for both the book sale and the craft show. And it seems as if they just run right together. You know, we just barely get a breather, and then here's the craft show. But it always works out, and I was very pleased with that amount.
And we still have crafts. We move what doesn't get sold onto the shelves right outside my office. So if you're out and about, we've already sold a couple of little things off the shelves. And so that will continue until after the new year, bring in a little bit more money.
That's my report.
Okay, thank you, Carolyn.
I have a comment,
yes.
sort of as a friend of the library. We had a ward meeting there Monday night, and I was really impressed with the decorations. It was clean and looked great. The young man in the elf suit took care of us and was really nice, and it really looked sharp. I was glad to be there.
You had us on, you should have come earlier in the day. We were all in our pajamas. So, because we had, like I said, two groups of kids, 20 children and adults, and plus adults in the morning, and then 111 at lunchtime. Then we turned around and had another group of kids yesterday, that was ugly sweater. And the man in the yellow suit, Creston, he wore a Christmas jumpsuit. He was quite festive yesterday, quite proud of himself. So next week we'll be dressed up because we have, we do programming for the kids when they're out of school that first week. So Monday through Thursday we'll be festive again.
Enjoyed the meeting. Wasn't
If I would let him, he would. He would dress up every day. Did you notice the panels that were in there that talked? Okay, that's a traveling exhibit.
very nice.
And it's in the room. It was in the room Monday. We got it put up Monday afternoon. It's Pioneers of Oklahoma, and it's 6 famous Oklahomans, and it's just a banner. It's about 6 foot tall banner that has information about them on either side. It's in the meeting room, and the meeting room's open. I think in the morning we're going to move it in the hallway so that everybody will see it. But the group of kids yesterday, while we were transitioning, going from playing bingo to eating lunch or vice versa, they went through the exhibit. So about the kids yesterday, they were about 40 kids yesterday. They got to do it. And it's one of the traveling exhibits from the Oklahoma Humanities. And so they pay for everything. It comes, we unpack it, put it up, keep it for a week, and then they pay to make for make arrangements to have it shipped to the next location or shipped back to them.
I lived here most of my life, and I thoroughly read them all and learned quite a bit of stuff I didn't know, and really enjoyed the presentation.
Yeah.
So
Will it
that was
be,
nice.
this week?
Yes. We're supposed to send it back on the 20th. I figure Monday we'll start to take them down. We've done 2 other traveling exhibits that we got to keep because they're just cardboard print. We had one on the Constitution that we have folded up that we need to get back in the habit of putting it back out in the lobby. And then one in time for the women's rights. Remember we talked about that at the meeting. The hope was in the spring of 2020 to be able to, after it got finished being displayed at the library, to take it to the schools, and then you know what happened then. So,
Right.
but we have both of those folded up in our storage closet so we could bring them out. And they're also the same people who send us posters. We have posters on poets, and I think we have some on space and engineering and astronauts and some other things. And all of it's free, and I think it's supported. It's probably supported from IMLS, the Institute of Museum and Library Services. And they also help support our most of the programming for the library when we get funds from the ODL.
Good. Well,
That's why I asked you how many people were there, so I could count them, because I knew everyone at your meeting would get up and look at those. So,
I was going to add to what Mike said. When I was there for the holiday craft show, I met a couple from Tishomingo that had moved here from Texas. I started talking to them, and they said the same thing about the library. They said they were really impressed with the library, how clean it was, all the exhibits. And I was telling them, yeah, there's always stuff going on, classes on this and that, all kinds of things, but they just kept going on about how nice everything looked and clean.
so you all were in the meeting room with your meeting, and next door was our second charcuterie class, part of the health literacy grant. And that's all funded from the ODL through IMLS and I think other federal funds. She had 14 people show up, and the people really, really enjoy that. So she'll do either February or March. She wants to do what she calls a jarcuterie. Remember the little things that I set out for the meet and greet? To be able to do charcuterie, but you do them in little cups or jars, so they're individualized. We did them for the meet and greet for the city manager, and they were a big hit.
She had 3 more visitors afterwards trying to get some leftovers, but there was nothing left.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll move on to new business. Anybody?
Robbie, I have a question. This is just about the animals. Did I read or see somewhere that the library is collecting supplies for?
Yes, they've got a couple of new people out at the animal shelter. I don't like calling it the pound, so the animal shelter. And they're very involved. And so they had a tree up here at City Hall, and I don't think it was getting much traffic. So Alvin went and picked up the tree and moved it, and it's right where the quilt used to be inside the library. And then we printed off paper ornaments, and then I wrote on there what some of their requests were for the animal shelter and hung them on the tree. We're all animal lovers over at the library, so I already had a gray cat and 2 puppy dogs for Christmas, so they're plugged in under the base of the tree. And then we have a bucket. They've had to come over, and I think we put it up last Friday or Thursday. It hasn't been up that long. They've had to come empty it and trade and gather donations 3 times this week.
Wow.
So that's been a really great thing, and we're hoping it'll be a yearly thing.
Yes, that would be great. Where
Yeah.
is the animal shelter?
It's out off 9th Street.
At the dump, at the city dump,
But I
basically.
can't tell you how to get there.
Oh,
I mean,
on Ninth Street? I didn't.
so you would make a a right, like you were gonna go to the city dump, and it's out in that area, and I think it's always been there, I think,
For a long time.
a long,
yes.
long time.
Just as I'll give a city council report real quick. The animal shelter is nearing the front burner, and we have a goal of getting a remodel major or a new facility even soon. By soon, I mean first half, hopefully, of 2023. So we're thinking about it real hard and trying to get everything together to make that happen.
Oh, great, great.
Like a real shelter, like you
Well,
see
it won't-
in bigger cities
It
where
won't
you
be
can
like
go
the Taj
in.
Mahal that was turned down 6 months ago, but it would be something new and clean and you know, what they need. And I doubt anybody's been out there. I try not to go out there, but
No,
it's vastly improving quickly right now. The two people that are out there are really doing a good job bathing the animals and cleaning the place up, and you know, it's not being ignored. I'll put it that way.
Good. So are you all looking for volunteers? Do you take volunteers to go out there and help?
Always.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, good. Good. See if I can get my husband out there.
I don't know who to call. You can just drive out there and say, "Hey, here I am. What can I do?"
Right, right. Good, good.
They tell you.
Okay.
Now, getting back to these supplies, can we just take something, or do we need to come get something off the tree?
no. The tree is just to give a visual representation of what they need. But on Facebook, they have the paper posted, and if you couldn't find that, you could always call and we could let you know. But dog food, cat food,
Almost
bleach,
anything, yeah.
towels,
Cash.
toys.
They'll take
Cat.
cash.
Yes,
Okay.
I told them I was gonna go to Walmart and get a couple of gift cards, at least one. That way, if they find they need something, they can just run out to Walmart and get it. And then they were talking about wanting to put together some adopter little packages, so it would have a leash and a collar, and then maybe a toy or some treat, so that if somebody comes to adopt an animal, they can give them a little new adopter packet. So I thought I might look for something like that too.
Yeah. Good. Nice.
So that was something Cindy, the city clerk, reached out and said, "Hey, do y'all have a spot?" And we're like, "Oh my God, we would love to." So they shared it, we've shared it. A new public information officer started with the city a few weeks ago, so she's just getting around and.
She's all over it, believe me.
Yeah, so it's been shared, and with the traffic we get at the library, it just made more sense. And that also leads, we've also been taking water bill payments through the drive-through window. And they're gonna work on, they got a grant for improvements to put as an awning, because if it rains, it blows, and we're hoping it'll go, they're gonna extend it over the book drops.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, we had tons of stuff that got soaked with the rain, even though it's slanted. You know how Oklahoma rain is, it doesn't come down, it goes sideways. So, but we already, Byron came over and helped, and we moved the kiosk back there. And we have a banner that I'll probably put up next week. And so Jennifer, there are about 5 of us or 6 of us who've practiced taking water bill payments and doing it at the kiosk. So much easier. And so they had an afternoon where the system was locked up down at M&O, or down at the water department. So they just told everybody to come through the library drive-through. And I bet, I want to say you did 3 or 4, maybe 5 by the time we got done. So I check on it every once in a while. Our goal is to beat Pruitt's. I don't know if we'll ever be that busy, but we're at 9 and for about 2 weeks. I think that's pretty good considering we just got started.
Okay, anything else? Questions, comments? We'll make a motion to adjourn.
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Yes. We vote?
Jennifer?
Call for the vote. You gotta call for the vote.
Oh, call for vote, Jennifer?
She's coming.
Gloria Hodge,
Yes.
Joseph Littlejohn,
Yes.
Mike Morris,
Yes.
Marion Hill,
Yes.
Carolyn Mabry.
Yes.
Thank you all. You can turn your microphones